Okay, the first thing you want to do when you open up your Revideo is you want to import your pictures. So the first thing to do is just real easy. Just click import. Go ahead and click your drive. And then obviously you can click whatever folder or whatever photos you need to create your video. Once they're imported, you're going to click this tab. It says My Media. Somehow, I don't remember how I did it, but I ended up with creating a couple folders here. Otherwise, it just ends up making a list here of them. And so you would just be able to grab your photos there. I'm going to go ahead and click on my selfie just because there's a bunch of pictures here that we'll be able to use for the demonstration. Once you get all your videos or your pictures imported, all you're going to do is click and drag them. You're going to drag them into video 1 slot. So I'm just going to sit here and drag them all. I am going to be dragging them in order of how they need to be. Go ahead and click insert and push if that happens. That just means that those pictures are right next to each other with actually no space between them at all. If you end up plugging them in with space between, this is a big dead space in your video, okay? Just dead air. So we want to make sure that they're right next to each other. Once you get all your videos or all your pictures in order, then you can start to edit and add the fun stuff to it. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. You can hit play anytime you want, and you can see how long these pictures are going to stay up. Okay. If for some reason you want the pictures to stay up a little longer, all you need to do, scoot one down, you can take this and just drag them out longer. Okay. And you'll be able to see that the time will change. Okay. Just again, make sure that those pictures are right next to each other. The other thing you can do too, this little 3 little dot thing, you can click edit. And you can actually make each one fade in and out, which is kind of nice. That way they don't have that hard transition. It's almost like thinking of this as creating like a PowerPoint or a slideshow. So that is a nice thing to do. You can also click here and you can change the brightness if you need to brighten it. And that works as well. So just so you know that that is there. The next thing that you want to do is to start adding your descriptions. Your descriptions are also part of your grade. So how do we get text onto our photos? What you're going to do now is go up and click the text tab, and you can either click motion or static. I would prefer for the definitions and things that you need is to do the static. You can see here that this are little thumbnails on how the words are going to pop up. Lower third and these subtitle ones are really, really nice to use. These other ones are going to end up popping over right over the top of your photo. So let's go ahead and grab this one, and I'm going to put it right on my last photo. You guys are probably going to have these on each one. Okay, I'll go ahead and show you how to do that really quickly. I'm going to make sure that this is the same length as my photo, okay? That way this text should be right over the top of each photo. So I can pull this one and put this one right on top of my photo. So you can see how you can keep adding them to the top. And this would be into video too. Once I hit play, you guys can see that those descriptions are going to go right over the top of your picture. Okay. How do I change that? Go up to this little edit box. You can, type whatever. And then you could also type the name of your project, or you can write your description, whatever you need to write here. Okay. We know that it's spelled wrong. It doesn't matter for now. All right, so you can also change the color. Like what if I wanted the background to be like a soft gray? I can change the color of the text. I can even change the size of the text. I can change the font of the text. Whatever I do, we want to make sure that it is legible. So we don't want to write so much here that we can't read it. We don't have time to read it, but we do need enough here that our vocab is going to be showing up with whatever process part of the photo that I am trying to describe. The other thing cool here is that you can also change this. Like if you wanted to move this to go to the side of your photo, you could. You could also leave it and have it come across, which is fine, but it's covering your photo. You can actually come in here and change it and make it a little shorter, and your photo could take a little longer. So what does that look like? Now I'm reading my description. It goes away and I can see the photo for a little longer. The other nice thing too, like I said, I always love to fade this. So let's fade it. And now it will fade in with the photo, smoothly transition out. We can look at your picture and now the next one pops in. Okay. So those are just some fun things that you guys can do with your subtitles to go over your photos. The other thing you want to do is make sure that you have a title. So let's go into motion. And when you are still into the text and into the motion, you can actually come back in and grab anything you want. So let's take this one and let's make a title. So click here, insert and push. Again, click the three little lines. You can edit, you can change any colors. You can say, you know, sculpture final. You know, however you want, you can put your name here, however you want to title it, doesn't really matter. You can change colors, all that good stuff. Let's fade it. Actually, I think the motion ones fade on their own. So anytime I want, I can go back up here, I can hit play, and I can see how this is going to transition. So just keep checking the time to make sure that you can read it and you have enough time to read it. If you need the photos to stay on longer, like I said, you can just pull the photo longer for time and you can make the photo stay longer. You can make your text stay longer. Okay. It might be kind of nice too that these motion ones you can put in between. So let's say, you know, you do your clay polymer project and then maybe you want to put another title slide in here and you could do, you know, label each assignment that way to show your processes. That would be a really cool video as well. Let's go in and let's talk about audio to finish this off. When you go into audio, any of this is free, okay? Premium music is not going to be free, but you guys can click on any of these. You can also see that the times are a little longer, a little shorter. When you click on them, you can obviously see that you can listen to them really quickly. So let's just grab one. This is going to go down into audio 1. Now, obviously, this is way too long for my video that I have. And so I'm going to click on it, make sure that it's highlighted. Okay. When I highlight it, I can move my little bar here and I can actually end it at the last of my photo and I can hit cut. When I hit cut, I'm going to go ahead and highlight that, hit delete. Now what's going to happen at the end is it's going to sound terrible because you're going to have this nice faded photo and it kind of trails off and then your volume abruptly ends. So again, I like to click this volume button and I like to fade it. So it's going to fade in a little bit and it's going to fade out a little bit, which is super nice. And now when our video ends, it just kind of ends all together, which seems to be a little bit more seamless. Okay. Once you have all of this done, you like everything, the next thing I would do is hit finish. And when you hit finish, you're going to title it. Title it Sculpture Final if you want. Put your name on it, whatever you need. Actually, let's do that. Let's make sure whatever you title it, just make sure your name's on it as well. Hit set. Now, this is important. You have to click that it's going to save to your drive. Once you click save to your drive, if you want, sometimes it comes up with a thumbnail. It might be kind of nice to have this as your thumbnail for your photo. Go ahead and click the drive and then you can click export. Once you click export, wait till it loads, and then that is how you're actually going to submit it onto Classroom, is by going into Classroom, opening up your drive, and attaching your photo to, or I'm sorry, your video to your final. And that is it. Have fun.